Good morning, this is Deacon Kevin Klump, and this is a little video to show you how exactly the cleaning on Saturdays here at the parish happens. The first thing to know is you can come in at any time, Friday evening or Saturday morning up to the 5:30 Mass, just as long, up to 4:30 confessions, just as long as you're aware that there are other functions that may be happening and that you work around those. So you might call into the parish office before you get at it. Okay, so there are three main areas to clean: the church, the parish hall, and downstairs. So we'll take a look at all of those. The first one that we can do is the church. So here in the church, the first thing to do is to dust mop the floors, and then, and I'll show you where those are later. The second thing would be after dust mopping and dusting, there's a duster downstairs, so I'll show you where that's at. Then we go to mopping, and for mopping we use a mixture of Dawn dish soap and vinegar, so I'll explain all of that later. If you have little ones, a good thing to do is we have plenty of wood that could be shined up with wood polish. That's usually a pretty good activity. There in the sanctuary, on the altar, and the ambo, and the presider's chair are also good places to do that. Okay. So once you've gotten the church cleaned, what we can do is we can move on to the parish hall. And here we see a good example of how to mop a floor. Father Michael hard at work. Okay, so with the parish hall, what we do is we dust mop the floors and then we mop them. First of all, you're going to have to get the chairs up. What we like to do is put the chairs like that. And then throw the other one on top like so. That way, as you're going through dust mopping and mopping, you won't nick the edges on yourself. Okay, so again, dust mopping and mopping. You can also wipe down the tables if they're a little bit dirty. This one, for instance, is a little messy. You might use a quick rinsing with Dawn dish soap and water and vinegar. Okay, so we have to get the parish hall and here in the kitchen. The dust mops are here in the kitchen, along with brooms and pans, dust pans. We have the mops over here. And a good way to clean a mop is not the way Father Michael's doing it. They like us to do it over here because that's usually a food area. But there's this nice sink over here, and you can use the mops over here. Is where they'll be. There's vinegar and Dawn dish soap. Usually a good mixture of this is a figure 8 with the Dawn dish soap, and about maybe a half inch to an inch up on the level with vinegar. Okay, so after you've gotten that done, then we go downstairs. Okay, and so down here, we have to open up all the rooms, turn on the lights. Will probably be helpful. We'll leave the nursery open for you. And what we can do in the nursery is there are a bunch of toys and everything that kids with nasty germs touch and slobber over. So we'll give those a nice rinse with a rag and antibacterial soap. And maybe a little bit of vinegar would be helpful for that too. Okay, so for all the rooms and the main floor here, we have to make sure that we dust mop and then mop with Dawn dish soap and vinegar with the same proportions that we talked about earlier. Also, we can stack the chairs and everything like we showed you earlier. Okay, so all the classrooms, we don't have to do the bathrooms down here because Ashley Asimovich is doing those. It might be helpful to do a little bit of dusting down here too. That wouldn't hurt. Okay, so once you've gotten that taken care of, here I'll show you. Down here is the maintenance closet. So I'll show you the pathway for that. You go down the stairs and take a right. And the maintenance closet is just right here. We just took a right and then we took a left into this open space by the bathrooms. Okay, so as you can see, there are dust mops down here, plenty. There are mops, and there are towels. Fresh towels will be here. Dirty towels will be there. We'll also have gloves for you if you want those. We have a good stock of Dawn antibacterial soap for things in the bathrooms or for kids' toys. Also, there's Dawn dish soap here. We have big black trash bags, white drawstring trash bags, and we also have a stock of the smaller trash bags for the classrooms and things like that in the bathrooms. We have a toilet bowl cleaner and soap refills, hand soap refills, if those are getting a little short in the bathrooms upstairs. Okay. We also have down here in the maintenance closet toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls, and we can use those as well as needed. I'll show you where the key is to get into the toilet paper dispensers and the paper towel dispensers. Okay, so that's that. We don't have to worry about vacuuming because Eric comes in during the week on Wednesday and vacuums the church and the other areas. Okay, so that's downstairs. We also have, so the last thing after these three areas, the church, the parish hall, and the downstairs, we have to clean the bathrooms upstairs. So we have buckets for that. What I like to do is I like to use a little bit of water, vinegar, and antibacterial soap, and you can use a rag for the cleaning. So what we got to do, the way I like to do it, it seems to make the most sense, is we go upstairs to the bathrooms.
No, these people are not going to be able to see. I guess you see from here. All right, it's fine.
And so we go to the bathrooms. When you're cleaning the bathrooms, it's kind of nice. There's a little, up top above the door, there's a little switch that you can click to keep the door open instead of having to keep going through. Okay, so a nice thing to do is empty the trash cans. We also have to empty the trash cans both in the parish hall, the kitchen, here in the bathrooms, and downstairs. So that'll be another task that it's usually pretty good for kids to do. They can usually handle that. Okay, so with the rags, what I like to do is I like to clean first the sinks and the mirrors if they're getting a little nasty. Then the baby changing station. Then the shower if it needs it. Then the toilets. And that way you don't always have to keep changing water. is the way I figure. So, if the floors are getting a little messy, feel free to take a broom and clean that up, a dust mop, and then mop it as well. That's not necessary every time, but right now it's getting a little close to needing something like that. Okay, and the same thing with the ladies' restroom as well. Okay, so what do you do if the toilet paper and paper towels are getting a little low? We have a key right by the vestry hanging up with the parish cleaning instructions. On there, on a nice little chain there, are a number of keys. So these little Y things that look like a, something that you would see in football for field goal kick. Up above the paper towel dispensers are a little indent. You just push the thing in there and it'll release. And the paper towel refill instructions are on back, and they'll walk you through. It's pretty easy. And then you just close it. Okay, for toilet paper, there's this little square key. And the square key fits in, and you turn it, and it'll go down. And you can restock it. Then, once you close it, you turn it again, and it'll stay. Okay, so that should about cover the parish cleaning. We're really grateful to have you helping us out at the parish. It's a good way to invest yourself, and a good way to take ownership of the parish. One other thing that I'm just remembering is that sometimes the cry room can be a little in disarray with the books, and feel free to clean those up and everything like that too. I like to keep a clean ship. So that is everything. We're grateful to have you working with us, and God bless you. Bye.